It's important to understand how water moves through our world in a cycle. It's also important to understand that water changes state throughout the cycle. The goal of this video is to be able to 1. Describe the relationship between heat, evaporation, and condensation of water on Earth, and 2. To describe the water cycle. About 71% of the Earth's surface is water, and the oceans hold about 96% of all of Earth's water. There are collections of both fresh and salt water on. Water exists in the air as vapor, in rivers and lakes, and even in you and your cat. We wouldn't be able to survive without water. As a matter of fact, humans are made of about 72% water. The water cycle has 3 main parts: evaporation, condensation, and precipitation. Another step is collection, but that's mainly storage of water throughout the water cycle. It is important to understand that the sun is the source of energy when it comes to the water cycle, as well as the earth in general. The sun has rays so powerful and strong that it evaporates water from the surface of the earth, despite the fact that it is 93 million miles. Evaporation is one major part of the water cycle. Evaporation is where liquids change to a gas or vapor. Water changes into a gas state because of the molecules bouncing off of each other and creating heat. Water evaporates when heated, whether it be by the sun or another force. Condensation is another part of the water cycle, where water vapor is changed back into liquid water, making it the opposite of evaporation. Water condenses from a gas back into a liquid form and leaves the atmosphere, returning to the surface of the earth. Condensation is very important to our weather and climate because it is what forms clouds. Precipitation is how water gets back down to earth post-condensation. The water falls from the clouds as liquid or solid. Water can be in the form of drizzle, rain, snow, snow pellets, ice crystals, and hail. Water is held places throughout the water cycle between phases. Some places that water is held are oceans, the atmosphere, fresh surface water, snow, ice, and ground. Condensation and precipitation are related in that precipitation follows condensation in the water cycle. As a reminder, condensation is the transformation of water from a gas to a liquid. Precipitation is where water droplets become larger and larger as they fall from the cloud. Ultimately, without condensation, we wouldn't have precipitation. The water cycle and you. There are examples of the water cycle in everyday life. Sweat drying from our body is a great example of evaporation. An example of condensation is water drops forming on a cold glass on a hot summer day. Precipitation can be in the form of drizzle, rain, snow, snow pellets, ice crystals. Water travels through evaporation, condensation, and precipitation to get through the water cycle. The sun is the source of energy for the water cycle. There are many places that water can be stored during its in-between stages of the water cycle.